Good morning. We're just positioning the camera so you have a good view. I'll turn on and I'll fix the light setting too. Okay. Probably do this. How's that webcam looking? Ah, the webcam. Okay, so I should do it like this. Okay. Oh, now the webcam is gone. Right. Okay. Okay, I have to activate that. Okay. Okay, perfect. I think we're ready to start. Thank you for your patience. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cook for Fun TV. Good morning to you, Hero. Hello. How are you today, Death Vader? And how is your family and how's your dog recovering? I hope he's doing much better. It's another day, another Saturday, lovely Saturday here. It's a little bit foggy, not much sun, no sun at all today. There's rain, and so the light that you see is the light that we're bringing to you from the sunny company that's in this chat room. So thanks for being a part of that, and thanks for tuning in and moderating. Life in Canada is great. We are seeing warmer weather. The snow has melted, although we are expecting snowfall again tomorrow, -2. So in Fahrenheit, I'm not sure what that is, but 0 is the freezing point. So we're just a couple notches below 0 starting tomorrow, and we'll get a bit of ice and maybe a bit of flurries, snowy flurries tomorrow. And I noticed your first comment was Hero, and my husband and I were talking yesterday about how in some cultures different letters are not used as often, so that people interchange R with L, and I have a story about that. There are people that might say hello instead of hello. So, and there's peculiarities like that too across all cultures. We always have an accent when we try speaking in a different language. So an example is ramen. We are going to check on a ramen broth that started yesterday. It's a timely process to prepare ramen broth. And what's the etymology or the origin of the word ramen? So ramen. Okay, ramen noodles, you might be familiar with your instant noodles that you might cook when you're in a rush. It takes a couple minutes to 5 minutes to cook your ramen. And so how did ramen get its name? So ramen, I guess Asian characters for ramen translate into pulled noodles, okay? The ra means pull, and the men means noodles, pulled noodles, okay? So these were originally pulled noodles. And the Japanese language derived from the Chinese language. So ramen was called lamen instead of ramen. It was lamen. I probably have an accent when I say that, but that's where it came from. And the Japanese pronounce their L's more like R, so it's ramen. So there you go. That's a little story about the R. And it's fitting that we're going to involve ramen broth in today's stream. So there you go. Good morning to you, Nunes Benjamin. It's lovely seeing you again. How are you doing? And I'm jealous. Both of you are tuning in from warmer areas. But you know what? I think you can't always choose where you're from, where you are. So you just have to embrace it and make it as warm as possible with good company, good friends. So that's why streaming is so suitable. I can allow sunshine into the environment wherever I am. You both bring sun, being from sunny places, and just the company itself is so warm. It makes being indoors fun. Okay, you're good. Family's good. Dog is recovering. It's a beautiful day here. That's good to hear. Very, very good. And how is your cement pouring and the extension of your parking lot and the permit process? That's fun. That you'll be getting those improvements to your lot done. Yeah. And I did tell my husband about a concrete pouring and leaf blowing stream, and he laughed. Yeah, I think he's never streamed before. He's never appeared on camera. He makes it a point to ensure that anything he needs in the kitchen, he gets it before the stream. But he's definitely very interested in the idea, and he's behind the setup of all of this. So one day we might see him on stream and maybe doing some woodworking or home improvements while I moderate and do more chatting. So yeah, we'll see. Snow. Okay. Oh wow. 25 degrees Celsius. That's summer. That's summer here, and it's funny. I know that in places that are typically hot, people's standard and tolerance for cold is a lot lower. So I was told that in Malaysia, when it reaches 26 degrees Celsius, the schools are closed and people find it extremely cold because it's just unbearably cold. But in other places, 25, 26 degrees, wow, that's so warm. So people's tolerance changes depending on the location that they grew up in and their bodies have acclimatized to. Good morning to you, Bikos777. Welcome to Cook for Fun. I haven't seen you in our chat room before, so thank you so much for tuning in. And we are an international community. The flags above my head represent countries where viewers have tuned in from since our channel started in December. And I would like to know what country you're tuning in from. If you'd like to share, we are in company of moderators from the US. But we are quite international. I myself am broadcasting from Canada, so yeah, I like to know where the people viewing are from. Okay, so on our menu, we have jerk chicken, which is a beloved dish from... Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. And our Nightbot will be automating some messages saying that we do take viewers' requests, which are a lot of fun. It gives our community a chance to learn more about each other and other foods that we haven't tried before. We have another Nightbot that will automate on our custom emotes. So if any of our moderators can help post any of those, the Winston emote or the Cleaver emote, that'd be helpful. Oh, thanks for volunteering that information, Death Vader. Keeping the chat room very friendly and inviting. Thanks for doing that. And we are also active on social media where I will post photos of our finished food items too. And it's interesting I say that because, so we're streaming jerk chicken, a beloved dish from Jamaica, and schmaltz, which is a Jewish dish. It's not really a dish, it's more of a snack. And I'm going to merge that with lechon, which is a beloved Filipino pork dish, and ramen broth. But you'll see that you won't get the complete versions of a few of these dishes. Yes, I'll explain that as we go. But as for the Jamaican jerk chicken, that is such a tasty dish with all these powerful flavors that burst in your mouth when you eat it. It's known for being spicy. So we've got here some Scotch bonnets. They're really, really spicy peppers. I can take heat, and I usually put chili pepper in, or chili sauce in a lot of the foods I eat, but they're so spicy. The recipe called for 2 of them, and I took the 2 smallest ones in my pack that I could find. Even 1 would be enough. It's like, even if you have a little sliver of it and you put it in your spoon, your whole mouth will be set on fire. So it's known for being spicy. It also has a soy sauce base to that marinade, and I wondered about that because soy sauce is an Asian ingredient, but this is a Caribbean dish we're making. And in searching for recipes, I realized that there is quite a strong Chinese community in the Caribbean. In fact, in Toronto, a lot of Jamaican patty bakery shops are run by Chinese. So I think there are some Asian influences in the Caribbean as well. There's also Indian influences too. A lot of people from Guyana or Trinidad are of Indian of background, but their families may have lived in the Caribbean for generations. So there's a lot of it's great. There's always a lot of migration and cross-border influences, which makes the earth interesting and also the food interesting. And so I think that's how soy sauce got into the recipe. And I also noticed that in a different recipe, the one not posted today, there's Chinese 5 spice. So that was a giveaway. Okay, 5 spice is a Chinese ingredient. You can make it yourself. It comprises of 5 spices, literally. I think it's like, I don't know them all by heart, but there's cinnamon, there's clove, there's ginger, and then there's 2 more. So I love that. I love how cultures blend. Okay. Just catching up with your message, Baikos. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm from Slovakia. Oh my gosh, you know what? You are our first viewer from Slovakia. So we will get your flag up there. It may take a few days to process. We do it manually. So thank you for tuning in. And you are in the heart of Europe. We have amazing traditional food. Okay, please do send your request for or ideas on Slovakian foods. I don't think you're the first viewer in our chat room to mention you're from Slovakia. So that would be a really fun food and tradition to explore. That would be so much fun. Yeah. And you know what? When you say amazing traditional food, that gets me excited because I believe every culture has amazing traditional foods that are waiting to be explored. Sometimes on TV, you only see the tip of the iceberg. For example, in Italian food, people think of pizza and pasta, but that's not all they eat. I'm sure if you go to Italy, there's a whole a breadth and depth of food. There's different regions, there's different flavors and ingredients. So excited. So please do post some ideas. Okay. Oh, thanks for posting the emotes, Nunes Benjamin. So the cleaver is a signature of this channel. I don't know. I haven't seen every streamer's. I haven't watched every single food streamer. There's always new streamers joining Twitch, but I haven't seen anyone use the cleaver regularly as a tool of choice in the kitchen. I grew up using this, and I use it for a lot of my cooking. So I get asked a lot about this cleaver. And I get a lot of viewers showing concern for me for using this cleaver, which I appreciate. It's very nice when the love is spread out, the love is communicated through the chat. So that's why we have the cleaver emote. I don't really I would like to do some hypes. I've seen some video streamers do hypes or feature hypes in their chat room where everyone will start typing in the exact same emote so that there's a nice wall of it. It just kind of adds hype to the chat room and to the channel. So I have to think of how to do that. Always learning about Twitch features. And the Winston emote, Winston's our mascot. You'll see that. You'll see our actual dog, the Boston Terrier dog, featured on our channel every now and then. When he smells the cooking, he will come walking by and he will do a cameo appearance every now and then. And Some Dim Sum, welcome to our channel. Thank you for joining Cook for Fun. I actually know Some Dim Sum personally, so Some Dim Sum is tuning in from Canada, also Ontario. So we know each other, and thank you for stopping by the show. Hope you enjoy it. And you mentioned that that I'm not on creative. When I was on the Twitch dashboard to update this, I couldn't find creative. There was creative minds, creative thinking, creative building, and creative on its own wasn't there. So I selected food. And thank you so much, Cook for Fun, for updating. All hail the cleaver. I think it's the first one, but I'm not sure. I don't usually use that word. And thanks for your comment. Yes, I'm always careful. We practice safety. Oh, thanks for the hype. Okay, so the jerk chicken recipe is pretty much combine all ingredients, process it in a food processor, and to marinate. So let's get started. There are quite a number of ingredients in this recipe, and I think I'm going to start with the signature ones too. And for good measure, I'm actually going to put my ingredients, once I prepare them, right into our food processor, and then I'll give you a warning before I actually turn the food processor on, because it gets loud when that happens. And I'm going to be careful. Once I touch these, no touching of eyes or membrane surfaces. No eyes, nose, because they're really, really hot. So these are Scotch bonnets. If you don't have them where you're tuning in from, you can use another chili pepper. A pepper that's actually chili, so not red pepper or green pepper. You can use habanero peppers, Thai chilies. You could use jalapeno, but they're not very high on the spice level, so just keep in mind, if you're using a chili that isn't very spicy, you'll need to add more. But if you also can't take very, very spicy food, you can just adjust the level to taste. It is a major component. You can make this without chili. You will end up having a more like a steak marinade without adding any chili peppers. So you'll have a strong soy base and a strong a little hint of acidity from the vinegar and lime, and some fragrance from all the herbs, but you won't get any heat if you choose to omit the chili. So that's sort of a warning. But you can't go wrong if you're combining a lot of good ingredients together, even if they're not spicy. Yeah. It's quite a favorite in our kitchen to have jerk chicken in the freezer, and we're making quite a bit. We're marinating quite a bit. Takes the same amount of effort to prepare a small portion of jerk chicken as it is a big portion, because everything just goes in the food processor and gets blended together. And then everything marinates and then you cook it. Okay, thank you for posting that. Slovak cooking. Oh, it's very special. I'm all in for that. Death Vader, you will have to do a cleaver in the head costume. I think I will have to. But that would be very scary too. I don't want to scare people away, but okay, we'll think of something fun for Halloween for sure. I'm actually dressed in Halloween colors today with the orange. I'm going to actually take a look at this recipe, this Slovakian recipe, because then I could comment and see how I can connect it with other foods that are featured in our chat room. Okay, I'm using my cell phone chat and it hasn't caught up. There's a lag. There's like this, it's like if I show you, I'm only on the last night bot. Oh, it's really, really bright. You can't see it. Okay, maybe try. Oh, that's Winston. Winston's barking. Oh, okay. I do want to see that. Okay, Slovak cooking. How could I see it? Okay, Slovak. Maybe I'll just do a search. So Slovak cooking, and I'll key in brine. Zove. I could use my computer, but I don't want to lose. I'm not with the MacBook. If I were to open a new tab, it'll go to a different dashboard, and I won't be able to see the stream, and I'll have a technical difficulty, which will be embarrassing. So. Okay, I'm just doing a search to pull up the exact recipe. Okay, SlovakCooking.com. Brinzov. Haluski. Okay, this is exciting. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's described as a potato dumpling with brinza. Okay, potato dumpling with brinza. And it's very uniquely Slovak. Okay. Okay. There's bacon in it. Okay. I'm wondering, is this similar to pierogi? Okay. Oh, and brinza is a crumbly cheese made of sheep milk. Wow. Wow, it's a national dish. Okay. Okay. Okay, very good. Wow, I'd be very, very interested to try this. Yeah, yummy. Potato, bacon, and brinza. Okay, and I apologize in advance for, I'm sure I'm not saying it correctly. Yeah. Yeah. We'd love to try this, and I'd love to try it with the sheep milk cheese. I'm going to try to hunt this down where I live. I have made pierogies before. I made them without cheese, but I want to try it with the sheep milk cheese. Yummy. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that, Baiko777. Is that a next? I think it is. Yeah, cook for fun. Moderator can comment on that. It was a present. Oh, thank you for following my Facebook page. The food is connecting with milk, so we can drink milk with... Ah, okay. Very good. Yeah. Milk goes well with certain foods, and foods that are rich with potatoes and cheese, they go great with milk. Okay, so keep the chat and ideas coming. It's a lot of fun, and we all learn something new by sharing with each other. Okay, so I'm actually going to admit that I haven't printed this recipe off, so I'm going to key in. That was me. I just keyed that in. Okay. Okay. So when I use recipes, I don't always follow the measurements 100%. I do try to come close, but it's all about balancing flavors and putting more emphasis on the ingredients that you want to bring out. And there are so many variations of a jerk chicken recipe that you could put your own spin on it. I am generally following this recipe, but I'm going to add a few more ingredients too. Good morning, choir member. I'm doing very well here. It's a foggy day, but people in the chat room are bringing sunshine here, so it feels nice and sunny and friendly and warm where we are right now. So thanks for that. And how is your ensemble practice going? Yeah, it's always nice to have people return and join the show. So we're just starting our jerk chicken marinade. Pretty easy recipe. You combine everything, put it in the blender, and marinate, and then cook. So we've got Scotch bonnets in the blender. Okay. I'm going to start with the very basic ingredients, and then everything else is kind of there for flavoring and to taste. Oh, and I forgot my measuring spoons in my prep this morning, so let me just grab those. I'm going to use a tablespoon, and I'm just going to eyeball it for teaspoon, yeah, and so forth. So I'm going to use, I actually bought, I'm preparing approximately 3 pounds of chicken drumsticks, and I actually deboned and deskinned them this morning. The reason I did that was it's always fun to eat stuff that's already deboned, no bones in it, easy to eat, less effort. And I took the skin off because I want them crispy. I'm going to create a schmaltz, which is a crispy skin snack that's common in Jewish cuisine. And also, our dog is on a raw diet. He actually eats chicken bones as long as they're fresh. So there you go. We don't waste here. Another thing you can do with chicken bones too is create a broth. Create a chicken soup with it too if you're not going to be eating those. It also takes effort though to debone, because once you cook it, and you eat it, you don't really want to keep that same bone unless no one else is going. You're not sharing that dish with someone else because it's got your I want to find a nice way of saying backwash. It's got your personal essence on the bone. Okay, I'm going to use a couple tablespoons of regular soy sauce. Okay. And I hope you can all access these ingredients. If you cannot, let me know and I will think of a substitute for you. Okay. I'm also going to use 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce. Dark soy sauce, I don't know if it's available everywhere. The difference between regular soy sauce and dark soy sauce is that the dark one tends to have less sodium content. It actually tastes less salty, and it has more of a umami fragrance to it. And I'm always talking about this taste called umami on the show. It's, I feel like ever since I started streaming, I've been I've been using a lot of umami. It's been a part of our lifestyle. And what's umami? So, umami, it's a Japanese word, and the Japanese considered that there's 5 different tastes. There's sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. Umami, so this is how I describe umami. Umami is an earthy, fermented, fragrant funk. You normally get this flavor when you are fermenting fish. So any preserved fish, anchovy sauce, seafood, seafood sauces or seafood have this umami fragrant. Mushrooms would be a really good description. Anything that's very earthy, pungent, and deep in flavor without being rotten. So I believe it's that stage before our food has spoiled that you can actually eat. And that has accumulated lots of flavors before spoiling. I think that's how you describe umami. So mushroom would be a good example, because mushroom is known as a fungus, right? It's an edible fungus. Anchovy. So if you've had Worcestershire sauce or Caesar salad dressing, it often contains fermented anchovy in it to give it that deeper, earthy, fragranted, fermented funk. I made that up. It's so hard to describe umami. And so the dark soy sauce has that deeper fragrance compared to the regular soy sauce. If you don't have the dark soy sauce, that's okay. Just use the regular soy sauce. Yeah. Every jerk chicken recipe is different, and you don't need that umami flavor, but it's kind of popular in this kitchen, so we're adding a bit of it. Seaweed is also known as a vegetarian umami substitute, seaweed, and also miso paste. If you've ever had Japanese food and before your meal came, you were served a broth. That soup is made of fermented soybean. So that's what that is. Yeah. Okay, so your major flavors in jerk chicken are Scotch bonnet, soy sauce, and something acidic. So I'm going to use some lime juice and apple cider vinegar. I have apple cider vinegar. We just haven't opened the bottle, but I have a good substitute. I have kombucha tea.